Do you remember Not on Scorp? I do.
Waspinator and Bumblebee, specifically the animated versions we're talking about today. I absolutely love this mold. This is an amazing figure, and I don't get why people give it so much hate. Let's go over both of them today. We're going to start a little bit with Bumblebee here. They have very, very similar decos, but I think Waspinator wears it just a bit better. I like the green more. It stands out to me. I will say I do appreciate the pinned rear wheels. I will never not point those out. And their rockets do look really good on them. It's the nice reference to the animated thruster thing. Even though Wasp didn't really use these, I still like that they included them with him, because what else were you going to? The only deco difference on them, by the way, is the light bar. Bumblebee's is clear and Waspinator's is painted. And you'll see that in a few other spots, like the rockets. Those are painted instead of clear on Bumblebees. They're actually painted to match Bumblebees. Overall, I do think I like Waspinator's deco just a bit more. I think he wins out, and it's not just newness bias. I think overall, he's the more interesting figure, and it's due in part because we didn't get this guy before. It makes him a little bit better than the yellow Bumblebee redo that we got a ton of during Animated, and even a little bit during Universe. For size comparison, here they are with Earthspark Bumblebee and Earthspark Bumblebee. Here they are with Legacy Bumblebee, with Legacy Crankcase, and of course, Machine Wars Hoist. We all know why you guys are here, so let's transform Age of the Primes Wasp. This guy has a surprisingly complex transformation. If you've seen Legacy Bumblebee, you know it, but I don't think I've reviewed this guy on the channel, so we're going to run through it. Whoa! First thing you want to do is pop that open and flip up this back piece. I will say the tabs right there on the back section on Wasp, as well as the like ka-chunk that the arms do when they tilt upward, are extremely tight on this version of the figure. From there on, you want to rotate these down from the side to free that up, and then open up this whole section. From there, we can bring these out, the shoulders, and the arms can kind of just hang out for a moment while we situate everything here. Roll up the bumper and fold it against the roof. Come back here and extend the legs down and click them into place. Rotate 180 there. Split the legs, again, fairly tight. Come back to the back side of the legs. Open up this panel and fold out the kneecaps. Same thing on the other side. Then you want to rotate this 180 degrees and fold this down and come down under here and flip out what will be the heel spur. Although I can't get it out, so I'm going to use a little tool. There we go. Same thing on the other side. Rotate 180, flip that out. And like, I've seen people who didn't know that this guy had heel spurs, and it's probably because they are so well hidden and so many people don't read the instructions. From there, close up the legs, and that's the legs. Once you get right here, you want to rotate the shoulders back and fold the arms to the front. Rotate the hands out and close up the arm panel. Same thing over here. Rotate the shoulders back, fold the arms in front, and then flip out the hands and close up the arm panels. And from there, fold the windshield down onto the stomach right there until it tabs in. And there we have Fugitive Waspinator, aka Animated Wasp, in robot mode. And we can do the same for Bumblebee. And with the power of editing, we got Bumblebee. And I did put the jetpack on there because if you want to store the weapons, that's where they go. Robot mode is where this mold really does shine. The posability and head sculpts and details on these guys are just fantastic. Speaking of head sculpts, Bumblebee's fits him perfectly with the giant DWJ chin and the smirk, Wasp's with the sharp chin, the underbite and the V, purple eyes. He's absolutely spectacular. For accessories, these guys do only include a couple, which you can display a few different ways, including as blasters or the iconic Stinger, which is Blast Effect compatible. It's really nice. Now, a small point, they are made out of clear plastic, and the pegs are small and made of clear plastic as well, so do be careful. I've heard of them breaking. And just because someone's going to ask, here they are with the swap Stingers. I'm sure someone notices that these look the same, much like I noticed. I do wish that they painted the headlights on Waspinator's feet, though. It was the main thing that bothered me on the Legacy Bumblebee, and it's really the only flaw this mold has, because posability on them is fantastic. fantastic. You get these guys moving, posed around. They look amazing. I really feel bad that people hated on this mold so much on reveal, because once you get it in hand, it's pure hand candy. I think it is just spectacular. Again, it makes me feel bad that this mold got so much flack before it even released. For size comparison, here they are with Legacy Animated Optimus Prime, Legacy Bulkhead, Legacy Animated Prowl, Legacy Cannonball, Studio Series Bumblebee, Legacy Shadow Striker, Channel Mascot Laserfire and Shattershock, and of course, Machine Wars Hoist. I don't normally do this, but I was feeling a little feisty, and I think we should look at the packaging, since this is my first Age of the Primes video. I haven't really talked about Age of the Primes packaging yet, in general, so I do like that they've dropped the universe designator. This is Fugitive Waspinator, not Fugitive Wasp, Waspinator, so pretty interesting there. I like this. I like the character art on the side. I like that they brought the window back. That's very nice. Artwork on the side, very nice. Transformers Age of the Prime, Fugitive Wasp. Top, Fugitive Wasp, Takara Tomy, Hasbro logo over here. On the side, we get some pictures of the Primes. Looks like Solus. I don't know who that is. And I don't know who that is. But this guy looks very Transformers Prime. That's a little weird. And then it says Till All Are One in a bunch of different languages right there. Transformers Prime Deluxe Class. And then on the back, 22 steps to get your Waspinator. I do like the Prime Wheel. The Power of the Prime's Prime Wheel returning is pretty cool. Transformers authentic more than meets the eye. Blah, blah, blah. I wish that would be like a hologram or something if they're going to like make that a big deal, because that's very easy to copy. But with that said, I do like these new boxes. I think they're a little simple because they're just rectangles, but this also means you can fit more figures in a box. So, articulation on Waspinator and Bumblebee. These guys, despite how small they are, do have a ton of posability. Bringing Waspinator to the front, he has a delicious neck joint that can look all the way up, as well as not very far down. It can tilt to the side so he can be confused, as Waspinator should be, and be very, overall, just emotive. I do really like this, especially because he does have like a pseudo ab crunch, so you can kind of get him hunched over and be like, Waspinator. So I do really like that. Waist swivel, as I've been showing off, he does have kind of this neck panel that slides back. Don't really care for that. The shoulders on this guy are interesting. So how they work, they're on this double hinge, which I wish they would have tightened up just a bit more. But it's on a pivot here. So there's a hinge there, and then it's on a pivot here. So you can see the rest of the shoulder hangs back, whereas this part moves forward. And then there's a second inside pivot right there. So there's 3 joints. You can see there's 3 joints all working in tandem to give this guy a fully functioning shoulder. And I think it's very, very interesting. He can also, like, while he normally would have like kind of dumb shoulders, you can actually pull this out and get like a full 90 out of that, which is nice. 90 degrees at the elbow with a bicep swivel. And he does have wrist swivels. They are very tight, and I actually popped Bumblebees out earlier, but he does have them. So despite the wrists being so tiny, he does have wrist swivels. Again, waist joint there. Legs go forward that far. They go back this far. They go out that far. Thigh swivel. More than 90 at the knee. An incredible 90-degree bend on a non-transformation joint. Animated figures stay winning with the knees. And as you can tell right here, he does have an ankle pivot, but it is weird because it like clicks in and out of place. There's like a little catch there, and I haven't figured out what. I think it's this chunk of plastic right there catches on it, and is the reason that like it has 2 positions, out or in. So yeah. Also, Bumblebee's heels aren't out, and he's fairly stable. Like if I kind of plop him down and I poke him, you see he bounces back. But like Bumblebee's, if I plop him down, he's having no trouble standing. And Bumblebee has all the same articulation, even to the point where he has that same delicious neck joint. So yeah, very, very good reviews. I guess you could also call this guy Bumblebee, since this was Bumblebee's deco for one moment, and I guess this could be Wasp. You know, you could kind of interchange them if you really want to. But yeah, I like these guys a lot. Overall, I like the Legacy animated Bumblebee mold. I think it looks great as Bumblebee. I think it looks amazing as Wasp. And I kind of like Wasp a little bit more because his green plastic lets the details come out a bit more instead of washing them out like Bumblebee's yellow plastic. That's no fault of Bumblebee's, it's just how his color scheme works. Wasp is a fantastic addition to the animated lineup too. The greens on him, as well as the fact that he's a character that we didn't get in the original toy line and we're kind of supposed to get, even though he didn't have an alternate head, I think this rectifies that. I really like that we get some figures that can really stand in with the animated original toy line. Wasp and Bumblebee specifically feel like they were designed for that, to replace those original figures and stand with those guys. I think the details look really nice, and I think they fit in perfectly either with a legacy animated display, a legacy display, or an original animated display. And whether or not you decide to pick up Bumblebee, whether or not you decide to pick up Wasp, or neither, I do feel like if at some point they release this mold in colors that you like, give it a try. With that all said, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the support links in the description, including the Discord and Patreon. It's just $1. YouTube thinks you'll like this video over here, and I'll see you in the next one. This has been Bot's Obsession.